Hi, I'm Heidi from Harnessing Life. Today in this video, we are going to discuss how to prevent your kids from becoming narcissists. This can be a huge concern for those of you who have been in a narcissistic relationship, have divorced your narcissist, and now you have children and you have co-custody. This is a big concern because you teach your children at your home and then you send them off to your ex-narcissist's home. So today I'm going to give you some tips on how to avoid that. Now, you can't force your children not to become narcissists, but you can put forth a really good effort, your best effort, to help prevent that. But first, I would like to say that empathy is key. Narcissists lack empathy. They don't have it. So, in order to help your children not become narcissists, you need to recognize opportunities to teach your children about empathy so that they can build empathy in their lives. Today I'm going to share with you 5 practical ideas to implement empathy in your children's lives. Idea number 1, discuss feelings after arguments. Arguments are going to happen. Children argue over toys. They argue over trash. They argue over paper. They argue over food. I mean, whatever it is, they're going to argue. That's just a fact of life. Now, to teach children how to recognize emotions, after an argument happens, sometimes during the breakup of arguments, it can be hard for them to really pay attention because they're still obsessed about this thing that they're arguing over, even if it's a piece of trash. But after it's over, take them aside and discuss with them about the feelings that they felt, and discuss especially with them about the feelings that the other person may have felt. You can guide them through how to use their words calmly and respectfully to express their feelings and to express their emotions. Help them to understand how to express themselves respectfully and calmly. Idea number 2 is to resolve your own concerns. When you have a conflict with someone and a child is nearby, voice out your concerns respectfully. Tone down that anger inside of you. Try to have a respectful conversation. Sometimes that takes 2 people working together to do that. Don't hide from arguments. Conflict is a part of life, and it's okay to have conflict. Not everyone is going to agree with you, and you're not going to agree with everyone else. Your child needs to learn how to handle those conflicts respectfully from the person they look up to most, and that is you as the parent. When you handle conflict appropriately, healthily, and respectfully, they learn how to do that too, and they will model that with their own arguments, with their own friends or family members. Things that you can teach them so that you can model appropriate behavior and appropriate responses to them are compromise, calm tone, considering the other person's perspective, and finding solutions rather than contributing to the problem. Your child will see that, and they will start to copy what you're modeling. Idea number 3 is to teach them about emotions. Talk about emotions as you're feeling them, as you're experiencing them. Use them in your daily vocabulary. Help teach them words of what emotions are, not just happy, sad, mad. There are hundreds of words in the English vocabulary to describe emotions that you can use to help your child understand what they're feeling, or at least understand how to put a word to what they're feeling. There's happy, but then you can also use words like joy or elated. Even young children, teach them these words so that they can start expanding their vocabulary and using them. Instead of using sad, you can use disappointed or grieved. In fact, why don't you type alternative words to happy, sad, and mad in the comments below, and let's expand our vocabulary together. You can also Google lists of emotion feelings. I've used with my own children, I've used a chart I found on Google for their kind of like faces, happy faces, sad faces, mad faces, and that's helped them to be able to describe their emotions because children don't really understand what they're feeling yet. And when you use a chart, especially if they're really young, this also works for 6 to 9-year-old, they're still learning vocabulary. But if you find a chart with the faces, and sometimes they can just point to the face that they feel like they are feeling, and you can put a word to that. Oh, well, that face looks like disgusted, or that face looks really disappointed, or that face looks surprised. Teach them that it is okay to feel emotions. Teach them how to express their emotions, and help them to respond appropriately. Idea number 4 is to read books and watch shows. Kids love, love, love watching shows. They also love reading books when you take the time to read to them. In books, when you're reading a story, often in the pictures it'll show a facial expression or an emotion. Point it out. Show your child, hey, this person looks like they're pretty sad, or this person looks like they're disappointed. Why do you think that would be? Ask questions while you're reading. Don't just read from start to finish and say, book's over, and go on your merry way. Ask questions and engage them while you're reading. So, especially with emotions, so that they can see another example of people feeling emotions, or animals, in the case of many children's books. Shows like Daniel Tiger, I really like it for my own children because the show talks about emotions and talks about how to handle interactions and conflicts appropriately. Shows like that can be very helpful for children. Idea number 5, volunteer. I know children complain and complain and complain about having to do things for other people, or even for you, or anybody. But to volunteer, to take your child to a place where they can volunteer, helps to build that empathy, because they can see other people are in need and they are getting up and doing something about it, helping someone else. Internally, that does something to you, to your state of mind and to your perspective. As a child, when you go and help someone, often they love it. Encourage that, promote it. It takes time out of our schedules to help our children learn these aspects of life, but it is so worth it when you know that these things help them not to become narcissists and to have healthy relationships and to learn how to deal with their own emotions in a healthy and positive way. That is so worth it, to take time out of my day and out of my schedule to help them learn these things for their own lives so that their lives can be so much better. I'll do that. I hope you liked the video. Please click the like button, and I hope you also were able to find ideas in this video to help you in your own situation. I put together a free document that you can get in the description below. Just follow the link there and you can find the ideas that I mentioned in this video in a nice visual format. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and comment below if you can think of other ideas that will help prevent your children from becoming narcissists. I'm sure everyone would love to see your grand ideas. I'd love to have a conversation with you. So comment below and we'll chat. Until next time, bye.